Is Meghan Markle crawling back to Suits because her big Hollywood dream has failed? Sure seems like it. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness. Yeah, let's jump into this one, shall we? So, reports are coming through that Megxie is close to signing a deal to actually go back to Suits. Now, do we all remember this little article that came out just over 3 years ago, where she turned around and she was like, do you know what? I'll return to acting, but I'll only work with the best of the best. The A-list directors like Ava DuVernay in a breakout role because, the current offers are too cheesy and beneath her, right? She was at the time worried that critics were going to be hard on her, so she wanted to nab a breakout role with the right director attached to the project. She was telling her agent she wanted someone like Ava DuVernay involved that had the right script. She had received a lot of offers, but the majority of them at the time were beneath her, right? They were beneath her. And that, her desire to land a next acting job at the time in Hollywood could be the push behind Megxie and Hazard moving from Canada to LA at the time, right? The source also saying that Megxie was worried that she wouldn't be taken seriously as an actress and that she made it clear to her team that she'll only work with A-list directors. But she doesn't understand that this doesn't necessarily mean they want to work with her. And it could end up being a very lengthy and tedious process because Megxie wanted to control everything, every aspect of whatever project she ended up doing, right? Well, fast forward a couple of years, and you all remember earlier on this year the big announcement that Megxie had signed to WME, right? And it did say that film and television production, brand partnerships, and overall business building will be explored, but acting will not be an area of focus. So in the space of 3 years, it was like, oh, well, do you know what? We're not going to be doing the acting. I want to be a powerhouse behind the scenes. That's where her head was at earlier on this year. Well, her Hollywood dream has failed. So guess what? Looks like she is crawling back to TV. What she felt, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, 3 to 4 years ago was beneath her. Now, not so much, seeing that everything else that she's tried to do has failed, right? So experts are saying, first and foremost, that she is sending signals out for a TV return with A-list appearances. And so it looks like because of all these recent appearances, she might be planning a return to TV and film in the next coming months. Now, one PR expert has suggested that Megxie's recent burst of A-list and Hollywood appearances, not only at, the Variety Power of Women Awards, but you have the Beyonce concert, the rumoured Taylor Swift concert, amongst others, right? All these appearances is a tactic to create a new buzz around her name as she prepares to step back into acting. She discussed at the Variety event recently the exciting projects that she has in the works and that she can't wait to announce them, right? And we'll get onto that exciting project in a moment that involves Suits and her crawling back to it allegedly. Now, Bark Borkowski told Mail Online, quote, "It's a tactic, and again underlines this constant need for recognition and, more importantly, connection to fundraising activities." He said the appearance was part of a tactic that publicists have used over the years to send signals out that a client is keen for more work, on this occasion in Hollywood. So all these appearances that Megxie's doing is her desperation for needing more work, because the Spotify deal is being cancelled. The Netflix is on the brink of being cancelled. Nothing else is being replaced. Her powerhouse agency, WME and Ari Emanuel, they're not finding anything for her because nothing has been announced since she signed up to them back in April. So Yeah, it does look like Megsy's getting desperate and is sending the signals out. I'd agree with this PR expert here that she's ready for business. She's ready to go back to TV and not just go back, crawl back. We'll explain a little bit further in a moment. But here's another one. Eric Schiffer, who runs one of the leading crisis management firms in Hollywood, saying, quote, "It's clearly time for a relaunch of brand Sussex. And Meghan's solo appearance speaks volumes about the direction they are headed. The past year hasn't been great for them. It doesn't matter to studio executives if you're a Duchess or a Doorman. It's about the bottom line. And Archewell needs a hit badly." There was a lot of sympathy, he explains, for Hazard and Megsy when they got to the States, but they wasted it because Americans don't like whingers. But they do like a can-do attitude, he says, and that's what Meghan demonstrated last week at the Variety red carpet. She hit that red carpet like the pro she is, and she worked the room. He says like a pro, but, someone had literally had to push her off because she was taking too long. So really, how much of a pro was she, right? He also says, "I'm convinced that this is about positioning her as an independent, powerful woman who exists in her own right and not just as someone who is famous for marrying a prince." Well, good luck to that. I don't think she'll ever be able to achieve it. But all the PR experts that the media have been talking to that I've found are saying exactly the same thing, right? She is now doing these solo appearances and, all these other appearances that she's doing to send a signal out that she's back for business and that she's ready to go back to TV. Even though 3 to 4 years ago, it was, "That's beneath me. I'm not going back to that. Because I want to work with A-list directors like Ava DuVernay and do breakout roles." Oh, how the mighty have fallen indeed. Yeah. Failure after failure after failure to achieve her Hollywood dream. Megsy, it looks like, is now crawling back to Suits in an apparent multi-million-dollar move. Bosses at NBC have greenlit a big-budget sequel to Suits, and they are apparently prepared to pay whatever it takes for Megsy to reprise her role in the series. And a source told the Express US it was always a show that enjoyed limited success, but its rebirth on Netflix. So the rebirth on Netflix, it's kind of sparked this sequel now and this whole renewed interest for NBC to try and pay what it takes to get Megsy back, right? Now, apparently, WME is in advanced talks with NBC executives over reprising her role in Suits. And again, remember, it was only, 6-8 months ago? They said acting will not be an area of focus. But they wanted to focus on film and television production, brand partnerships, and overall business building. Oh, how the mighty have fallen indeed. They're saying that she's the key player and they're ready to pay whatever it takes, that she can apparently command many times that figure of $50,000 per episode that she ended up taking originally, but it will all come down to how much she wants to commit herself to a new series. In other words, it'll all come down to how much she actually wants to work for it, because, we all know, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Megsy's idea of work isn't the same for the majority of us. Let's put it this way. Only dedicating an hour a week to the Archewell charity as per the charity documents. Yeah, it's not really work at all, is it, guys? But yeah, overall, my goodness, what a couple of years, a difference it makes. 3 to 4 years ago, she was like, "You know what? Everything else is beneath me. I'll only return to acting if I work with the best A-list directors and breakout roles, this, that, and the other." Fast forward to earlier on this year. No, acting's not going to be an area of focus. I want to be a powerhouse behind the scenes. And now, 6-8 months later, Yeah, looks like she's crawling back to Suits, and maybe it's not beneath her after all, guys. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there and hopefully cause a boozy meltdown on Twitter. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also, as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about Megsy possibly returning to Suits, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.